Hey everyone, thanks for joining me. I'm making one of the Lori Whitlock's all occasion boxed cards for a birthday card for my girlfriend who I've known for almost 40 years. She lives about 3 hours away, so we don't get to see each other very often, but I thought it would be very special to make this card for her birthday, because it's just so unique. This is the, in the manual on page 45, it's this box card here. Now, just to explain how this works, if you're new to the box cards, you're going to need your universal overlay, and you're going to choose, this is if you're using the Cricut Expression 2 Personal, not the Cricut Design Space, because this, you don't need your cartridge for that, but it's going to cut out your card, and it gives a recommendation of a 5.5, so that's what you're set your dial to. If you're going to be doing it on the Cricut Design Space, I found that the width of 19.75 is exactly what you need for it to be a A2 size card, so that you can fit it in a regular envelope. However, this particular cut does come with an envelope on the Cricut Design Space. And you'll see in the back here in your manual that all the different choices of envelopes. So it's going to score it. It's going to cut this. There's some score lines on this one. It'll cut these. This is what's going to go on the outside of your card. And then it cuts all the little separate pieces. Now, if you're in the Cricut Design Space, I'm flipping back and forth here, the screen images are a little different. It's hard to explain, but what I did for this is some of the things I cut out twice because I wanted to use different kinds of paper. And for example, this one here, I used a shiny or a white color, and then this here I did shiny, but I didn't want my ice cream part to be the same as the shiny pink, so I cut these out. On the Cricut Design Space, however, you can go into this one and delete the images and then, you know, cut out just that individually, but it makes it kind of tough when you have so many images to have to go back to the screen and delete and put back on and delete and put back on. So that's that story. So let's get started on the card. Here's my card here. You have a solid part right here that you're going to put this on, and that has to be on the inside. And I'm going to go ahead and use my glue for this. I had made a card like this before, and I did put the banners on that came with it, but for this card I'm not going to use the banners, and I'll show you here in a second how that works. Okay, so that's the inside of your card. Now you want to put these pieces on here as well, because that's going to be inside, but these are going to flip down. Lori Whitlock actually did a video on her on this card, and I'll link that video on this video. So if you'd like to go see her put one together, you can do that. I do want to try to make sure that these are lined up so that it looks all even, Steven. This paper I found in my not my scrap bin, in my paper bin, and it was torn out of a tablet. I'll show you what it looks like. So I don't know, see how I tore it out? I don't know what the paper came, who it was. You know what I'm saying? All right, so let's go ahead and do some scoring right now. You want to go ahead and put your score blade or your score pen in if you have a Cricut Explorer, or your score blade if you have an Expression 2 Personal. What am I forgetting? Look, I don't need to do that. Okay, so I'm just going to fold it in. I kind of cheated and did this ahead of time. And then you're going to fold this over. You have score lines that help guide you. You know, when you look at this card, the finished project, if you're not a card maker, you'd go, oh my gosh, you know, that must have been really hard to make. But the more you make, the more practice you get, and the better you get at it. I still make mistakes though. All right, so I want to go ahead and then flip this over and put these on the outside like this. Not covering this long one. I don't want to cover this long one. That's where I write my sentiment. I don't know if that was the purpose of it when it was being designed, but that's where I write, you know, happy birthday, or I might go onto the Cricut design space and create a square in the beginning. Then I would size it so that it is, I'm grabbing my ruler here. So I would, whoops, create a rectangle that would be, oh, I would say maybe 4.5 by 1.5, 4.5 by 1.5, and go ahead and you can use the right not the RIGHT, the WRIT, use the right function and just create a little sentiment that you want to write. Or you could write directly on that. Okay, we are almost done. Okay, so then you have your card that's going to go like this. Adorable, right? Adorable. Okay, so I want to go ahead and put my insert in. I probably should have glued this on the inside so that you don't see the insert, the inside of this paper, but I'm not going to fuss with that a whole lot. Now this glue is going to take a moment or two to dry, so I'm going to go ahead and put my little insert embellishments on. Alright, I see here I need to put some more glue on the edges as well. Alright, so here they are. They're so cute. And I used some foil paper, some pink foil paper. And you just kind of match up where the cuts are. And this is white glitter paper. Be sure if you're using glitter paper or foil paper that you go and you make sure that the Cricut Explorer knows that you're using glitter paper, so it will adjust the blade for you. Or if you're using your expression, you know that you want to adjust the blade or even put in a deep cut blade for this kind of paper. My little Shotzi's about to bark. What's new? If she goes too crazy, I'm going to pause, get her calmed down, and then I'll come back. Okay, so then you have your score lines. You have this one here. This is hard to see on the video, or even in person, by the way. This one here. Now there's a way of doing this, and I figured that out the first card that I made. Let's look at the picture, see if that helps. You're going to have your cherry in the front. So that's going to be put in like this. There should be another score line there. There we go. So your cherry is going to go in the front, and then this is going to fold like this. That'll go in the back or the middle, and then this one will go, whoops, didn't realize I had put that on the wrong side. I did this last time I did a video on this card. I put everything on the wrong side. You think I would learn? I'm feeling like a real dodo head right now. I'll figure out how to cover that up in a minute. So I may not need to, because it'll be on the inside of the card. Learn from my mistakes. I think you guys hear me say that quite often. Alright, so let's go ahead and we're just going to pretend to put this in so we see what we're doing. Try to get this on the frame of the camera, so it's going to go like this. And then, now this fit okay when I was doing it outside of the card. And then, oh, because I missed a score line, I think. Okay, so that'll go in here. And then that'll be glued on right here. And I did put the hearts on backwards as well. I need to pay better attention because that's going to be... You know what? I'm going to pause a second and try and figure this out. One sec. Alright, sorry about that. I figured it out, but I wanted to just tell you what I've done here so that I can remember how to do this next time. If your insert is laying flat like this, you're going to be putting your cherry on the front, your hearts on the back, and your ice cream on the front. So next time I know I make this card, see how I sort of messed it up because I was putting it on the wrong. It's not all on the front. So it's cherry in the front, hearts in the back, ice cream in the front. Now we're ready to put it in. So it started out being a bad tutorial and ended up being okay, right? Okay, so I put the glue here and I put the glue here. I'm going to hold it just like this. And then I'm going to need to put glue here. And then that'll help with, you know, the first parts of it. And then I'm going to put glue here. Oops, that might be a little bit too much. Be careful now. And it's just going to slide on in. Or she says. So I'm going to put that in there. I'm sorry I'm holding it like this. I'm just trying to make sure I'm putting it in straight. Now I can go. And then these just slide in like this. See all the glue that I put in there? It's going to go down, down, and down. Now, I was mentioning the banners earlier. I don't want to fuss with that too much. It's in there. Make sure that it's, you know, in its right spot because it won't fold correctly. Push that down a little bit. I'm going to bring this in to that corner. Increase that one as well. Okay, back to the banners. I had cut out all the banners, which is supposed to go on the back of the card here, but at this point I don't think I'm going to put them on, so I'm going to leave that out for just a second. Fussing with the card too much because it's wibble wobbling everywhere. Okay, so here is the sweet thing that goes on the front of the card. And I did this in that really cute pink foil. And I'm going to pop this up. See if I can find my foam adhesives. These are foam adhesives from Stampin' Up. Be careful because it's still wet. And I'll just put 2 on there because 2 came off the little paper. I love the colors of this card. I would never, you know, not typically do anything with brown, but it's got, you know, for a girl, but it's got a lot of pink going on in it. All right, so that is the card. Let's see if it folds up before it dries up. There we go. Now I did something for the envelope. I set this aside, let it dry. This is the envelope, but I wanted something on the inside of it. So I took the remaining of this paper here and I traced, let me glue that out of the way, just like this on the back side, folding it up. So it should all fit inside there. I'm going to cut just a little bit inside the line though. You could use your paper cutter for this. I'm just taking a chance here and hoping that I don't cut it too crooked. Okay, here comes the tricky part. Cutting around that round part there. You know, if this doesn't work out, it was the attempt that counts, right? I attempted. Okay, so then that's going to go in here. Not too bad. I could have put it in here, you know, cut it straight and then put it here and then just cut it around that edge there to make it more perfect. Which I could still do if I bring it up just a little bit. I'm gonna flip it over just a second. See if I have any over, so that, yeah, I have a little bit over here. So once that dries a little bit, I'll go trim it the way that I wanted it. Okay, so here's the envelope. Let's go ahead and put the final envelope together. Of course, I knew that was going to do that because the glue's not dry yet. I just want to make sure that my card fits. It should, because I measured it all together. This little guy's still sticking up. Okay, now it should go down. Okay, good to go. Look at that. She's gonna love this. I did struggle a little bit with this because it's only the second time I've done this, but thank you so much for watching and being patient. Have a great day.